that are built into ChatGPT to help us manage prompts. You need to be in the Plus account, which you can do by upgrading, and it is $20 a month, which is about £16. Once you are upgraded, you have access to projects and you have access to custom GPTs. So let's look at projects first. If you click the plus button, you can create a new project name. So this is like a folder where you can store conversations in there. So let's give it a helpful name, favorite prompts, create project. You have the ability to give the icon a color so it stands out. And now if we have a chat, it will be stored within this project or this folder. So I'm going to paste in a prompt that I want to be able to easily find again. This is a prompt that's been set up to act as a ruthless criticism and editor of a report. So it's just running. Just taking a moment here. So as you can see, it's asking us to upload the report. This is quite a funny prompt. It says it will tear it apart with relentless scrutiny. Expect a no-nonsense, high-precision critique that demands clarity, evidence, and airtight reasoning. So I'm not going to run that finally at the moment, but the point is now we have this little folder structure on the left that you can open and close. And it allows you to easily then access one of your favorite prompts. So I would recommend that you don't put hundreds in here, maybe just make it your favorite 10 or so it's easy to actually find them, because you can always create different folders for different types of prompts. There are other things you can do with this folder structure. For example, you can add files and make it a knowledge base that you can then question later. And you can also tailor the instructions. So as we were talking about in a previous module, the top level instructions that apply to every conversation would be that in there. And then the specific that you want for the particular conversation would be what you put in the prompt when you actually ask the question. So that's one way to keep your filing organized. And what you can do with any conversations you've had in the past is you can click on them and choose to add them to project. But it'll take a while if you've got lots of conversations there to do the filing, but you can certainly get into the habit of starting from the project when you have a new conversation from the place you want to store it in. The other way to organize things within ChatGPT is, especially if you're doing frequent workflows, to have custom GPTs. So if you click on the link here that says Explore GPTs, in the top right-hand side, you can see a link to My GPTs. And it'll give you a list of ones that you've created before and an option here to create a GPT. So I'm going to click on that one there. And now we're into the configurator. And what you can do is you can create a little image. So let's open DALL-E to create an image and give this a name, report critic. It's generated a random icon for us there. Description, roast my report to make it better. And then the same prompts that I used before, I'm going to paste into the instructions there. Now we have the option to say how we want the conversation to start. This is for one specific workflow. We could make it be more expansive, but I want some feedback on my report would be a good starting point. If you have any other files that you want to refer to, it might be that if we didn't have a detailed prompt, but we had somebody's guide to how to edit reports effectively, that might be a helpful thing to have in the knowledge base. But for this purpose, we've got clear instructions about what we want to happen. So that's all we need to do. And we want the ability, oh no, we don't want to add to the knowledge base. You can turn on and off the capability. So do you want it to be able to search the web? Well, this is a very specific use case, so probably not, but for an ordinary GPT, I might want that. Canvas, image generation, etc. Not so important here. What I'm going to do is click Create. And you have the option here to say how you want to share this. So it can be only you, which is what we will pick. But you can say anyone with the link, which means that you've got a link that you can then share with friends or colleagues. And the other option is GPT Store. So then if you did that, it would be publicly available and anyone would be able to find it if they searched for words, and it would appear. So let's click Save on Only Me. It should just take a few moments to save that. And it said Settings Saved and GPT Published. So let's click on View GPT. And it says here, Report Critic, roast my report to make it better. I want some feedback on my report. So let's click that to get started. And it says, sure, please upload your report and I'll give you detailed and no nonsense feedback. So let's pick a document that we've created recently. And the way that I've worded the prompt is such that it is always going to find some feedback to give you. So clearly this is a process that you can run once and then respond to the feedback that you've been given to make it even better. But it might not be a process you want to run a second time because it will just keep finding something. And clearly there becomes a point where it's been polished as much as you want it to be polished at that point in time. But I'm going to click Go just to give you a flavour for the types of feedback this prompt will give. And it starts out softening me by saying it's a solid attempt, but it has notable weaknesses, which is what we've actually asked it to do. So it identifies critiques of what you've done and then suggests fixes, which is obviously helpful. So it's not just giving you a negative feedback without giving you an idea about how to make that better. So that is a process that you might want to do every week to challenge yourself and make sure that your reports are the best they can be. And that means now, if we'd closed our window and come back in again, we now have two ways to access that prompt that we want to use again and again. We can either go into our folder for favourite prompts, and it's there. Click on it. We have the ability to copy and paste and run a new chat, or ride on the back of a conversation we've already had to say, please, can I upload a new report for criticism? And then the other way is the custom GPT we've made now, and we don't have to copy and paste because it's already stored in the custom instructions. And all I need to do is to run it, and it will ask me to upload, and it will run that criticism on that particular document. I hope that's been helpful for you to see two ways to structure and save your prompts in ChatGPT Plus.